Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Escondido, California. We're still here for another week. Have to give a big kudos and a big shout out to my youngest Josh for coming over today and helping me plug the HDMI cables into the TV. So I'm going to quickly turn this around so you can see. So we took the frame off around the TV, we undid the backboard where the TV laid down, we put the HDMI cables in, we threaded them through the sidewalls into the cabinets on each side, so I can now plug in DVD, Blu-ray player, or did the Apple TV into there today. So huge shout out to Josh for coming and helping me do that today. I greatly appreciate it, and the temperature got a little warm. But anyway, that is not our question tonight. Our question tonight is something that I get asked often. It's sort of like, I want to go on vacation, but I don't know where to go. How do I pick where I want to go for a vacation? There's many different ways that you can pick. First of all, do you have a travel bucket list? Do you have a list of places you want to go and see? And some people go, yeah, but it's so expensive. In some cases, not really. So I always tell clients, have a list, make up a list of places that you want to go and see. Look at travel websites and stuff and get some ideas that way. I actually have a group that travel together every year, and what they do is they have a vacation selection party. They all go together every year. There's about 10 of them, 5 couples. They travel together every year, and how they decide is that they have a barbecue. They have barbecue evening. They all come over. They have a world map put up on the wall, and they basically, instead of playing pin the tail on the donkey, they play pin the tail on the world map. And whatever area gets the most pins, that's where they go for their vacation, or gets closest. Whatever group on the map gets the closest number of pins in the same area, that's where they get to go on vacation that year. And some years they've had the kids pick it, so they've actually turned the map upside down. So the kids are, especially based on the time of year they want to travel. Do they want to go southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere, winter, summer? They'll pick the time of year they want to go, and then based on that will be another determining factor as well. But where do you want to go on vacation? Look at your list. What's on your list? Do you want to go to Europe? Where in Europe do you want to go? Is there something in Europe you specifically want to see? Do you want to go visit ancestral lands, where your ancestors came from? Do you want to do a World War I or a World War II history tour through Europe? Do you want to be there during the Christmas markets? What time of year do you want to go? So you've got to take all of these sort of things into account. And I actually have how many things is on there? I've actually got a planning guide. It's got like 10 different things on there, and it's basically go through these 10 questions, because they're going to be the exact same 10 questions a travel professional will ask you. And this way you can give them all the information up front, save yourself a bit of time. Yes, there may still be some discussion, but it really comes down to what's on your list. Make a list. If you're flipping through a magazine and you see a really cool mountain there, where's that mountain? Where was that picture taken? And you think, wow, it'd be really cool to go visit there. Are you looking for, are you into history? What sort of history are you into? Are you into the Asian history? I mean, the Ming Dynasty goes back, thousands of years. I mean, I want to go to Asia just to see all the temples that are there, because they are phenomenal. I've seen so many pictures of them. I want to go see them for real, because there's so much history tied up with them, and the stories that go with the history. I love stories. I love stories. I want to go do a tour through England, Scotland, and Ireland, and go research my genealogy over there. I know I've done as much as I possibly can on the computer, but I'd like to actually go see physical records, and maybe go see houses that my ancestors lived in, because some of them may still be standing. I know at least one of them is, because my parents have been to visit it as well. And I want to go to Crete. My grandfather fought in Crete during World War II. And so I'd like to go there and see that area, because it has a connection to him. Where else do you want to go? Do you want to go visit the beaches of the world? Do you want to go do overwater bungalows? Do you want to go traveling at New Year's and experience New Year's and different New Year Eves in different countries, different cultures? Do you want to go celebrate Christmas in different cultures? There's so many reasons to go traveling. There's tons of reasons, tons and tons and tons of reasons. Chocolate, oh my gosh, chocolate. They have this huge chocolate festival in France every year. Love to go to that. I mean, I'm a huge chocoholic. You wouldn't see me for days. I'll be in some chocolate coma somewhere on the side of the road. I don't know. One thing that Brad and I always want to do is we wanted to do courses in baking bread, and And one of the trips we want to do was to go to France and learn to make croissants. Do you want to do cooking tours? Go to Italy and learn how to make pasta by hand. Learn the different types of pizza that they have in Italy. I've got looking for a client right now who wants to go to Sicily, and there's a tour he can do around Sicily with cannoli tasting at the end of it. Cannoli tasting, of all things. What about going to Croatia and seeing and hearing the ocean, what do they call it? The ocean organ, where they've got those deep tunnels that go back into the side of the hills there and they've got all these steps and stuff, and as the waves go through the tunnels, they create this most beautiful music and things. There is so much to go see. Is it something that you want to go visit the different cathedrals around the world? Do you want to do a religious tour? Are you Jewish? Do you want to go do a Jewish tour around the world and learn different Jewish heritage? Do you want to do a Christian tour around the world and go to different spots that are related to Christianity? What about Muslims? Go for a Muslim tour around the world and visit those different places as well. There are so many reasons to go traveling and so many different ways that you can do it. And some is, let's just go explore. Let's just pick a point on the map, pack our bags and go. And it doesn't have to be expensive to travel. All you've got to do is make the decision to go, put on your calendar when you want to go, and talk to your travel professional and get booking. It's as simple as that. And you don't have to pay for everything up front. When you first talk with your travel professional, and once we help you work out the itinerary that you want to do, it could be a bus tour that you're going to go on. It could be an individual tour where you're going to go by yourself, maybe you self-drive yourself, or maybe you're going to use trains and planes and automobiles to get yourself around. It could be doing a barge holiday down the canals in England. It could be, the world is just such an incredible place with so many amazing things to go see and experience. It could be going somewhere and just doing adventure stuff. Like, for example, doing an adventure tour through New Zealand. Going down to Queenstown, the adventure capital. What better place to start an adventure trip in New Zealand is in Queenstown. You can go bungee jumping, paraponting, parasailing. You can go heli skiing. You can go heli biking. You can go luging. You can go jet boating. You can go fun yakking. You can go canyoneering. You can go bungee swinging. You can go, what else is there? Oh my gosh, there is so much that you can do down in Queenstown. You can even just go for a hike through the bush. Something as simple as getting and going for a hike. Or it could be, going down there during the winter time in New Zealand, which is summer here in the States. Remember, opposite seasons. So Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere have opposite seasons. When it's winter here in the States, it's summer down in New Zealand and Australia. Great time to go down there. Also very busy time to go down there. You want to go skiing around the world at different times of the year. How about going to the Swiss Alps and going skiing up there, or going down to New Zealand during America's summer and going skiing in New Zealand? They have world-class skiing down there, snowboarding. They have heli skiing and heliboarding, where they actually take you in a helicopter up to the fresh virgin powder snow, and you get out of the helicopter and you come skiing down the mountains on fresh virgin powder snow. How cool would that be if you're into skiing? There is just so much. This world has so many opportunities. All you have to do is make a decision to go, and with the help of your travel professional, you can decide where you want to go and determine the itineraries and all of that sort of stuff. And usually when you start your itinerary, all you do is you pay a deposit, and you can make payments over time, especially if you're doing it like a year out. I've got clients who will pay their deposits on their cruises or their land tours, and then once a month they'll call me up and say, hey, can you put $500 on my card? Can you put $1,000 on my card? Or whatever. And we make those payments throughout the year. So when the final payment comes due, it's not a big payment. They've reduced it because they've made multiple payments throughout the year. So you can do it that way as well. Instead of, birthday gifts. Oh my gosh, birthday, Christmas, all of that sort of stuff. When it comes to those sort of gifts, tell people you want money to go on a trip. Tell them, hey, I've booked this trip. Call up Helen and make a payment on my trip. Instead of giving me something. Maybe they're giving you something to take on your trip with you. Going to the Galapagos. We're doing the Galapagos next year in Peru and Ecuador. That's just going to be a phenomenal trip. That's just going to be an amazing, amazing trip. So get your pen and paper out. Start making your lists of all the places in the world that you'd like to go and see, the things you would like to experience. And rather just having it as a dream, make a decision. Stick the list up on a dartboard and throw darts at it. Blindfold yourself and make sure somebody has you pointing towards the dartboard first before you throw. so you're not throwing it through a window or something. Or get out a world map and play pin the tail on the world to decide your next destination where you want to go. If you don't really care where you want to go, just get a map out and throw a dart at it. Although be blindfolded, but just make sure somebody has you pointing towards the map and just throw and see where you end up. I've had other people who have a globe and they set it spinning, and they'll have it going, they'll be sitting there, they'll be doing this, making it spin, 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 and then they'll just go stop. And wherever their finger lands, that's where they're going. It's been interesting when it's ended up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. But that time they ended up doing Iceland and Greenland, so it wasn't so bad because they were close to those areas. So, where do you want to go? If you would like some suggestions on how to plan, I have I think it's 10. I've got a checklist of questions that you can go through and answer them because it's all about determining how long do you want to go for, and is the time that you want to go for, does that include your travel time or time in that particular country? So if you're going for 2 weeks, does that 2 weeks include your travel time to get to where you're going, or is it 2 weeks in the country or the area that you want to travel in? That's got to be taken into account as well. Working out your budget and being realistic with it, and your travel professional will help you be realistic with your budget as well. Okay, so if you would like a copy of the How to Plan a Vacation, shoot me a private message and we will get that out to you as soon as possible. Apart from that, have a super fantastic, sparkling day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.